This is Intern Views, the series where I occasionally forget to do the intro for several months and then have to do it in different clothes. Today's guest is Marla McLean. I think I have met you.
Yeah,
It
we
was,
have met.
right? Like 10
Yeah.
years ago when I was an intern for 45 seconds.
Yes.
So
Yes.
technically, I'm cheating. This is cheating. I'm cheating with my own rule.
We did not cover a lot in the 45 seconds that we spent.
We shouldn't. What is it about the work at Shaw that keeps you coming back?
I'm from the East Coast and I come from a working class family. And part of my job in that family is to continue to help financially support. So to land somewhere that I could grow as an artist, but also continue to aid my family in a way that was substantial, was an unbelievable gift to me right off the top of my career. And then you start to meet the people that land here, the directors that come in and the designers that come in and the actors that you're surrounded by, exquisitely intelligent, weird and wonderful misfits from all over the country that have training in a wide variety of different things. I just found myself inspired every day.
Are you from Halifax or Dartmouth, like specifically, or from somewhere nearby?
I was born in Cape Breton. I lived in Prince Edward Island, and then I moved to New Brunswick, and then I lived in Dartmouth.
Oh my gosh, it's like my dream.
I miss it. I do. I do. I've actually lived here longer than any one place in the Maritimes.
What are some of the ways that being in the same place and working with similar people, what are the challenges there? Like, what are the sort of, stresses of that over a long career at the show?
Habits. I think professionally, habits, you have to be vigilant about your own habits in some ways. And it's a challenging thing to do because, as we all know, more often than not, it's those from the outside who can see our habits more than we can. Um, and continuing to push yourself and um, I, I don't want to use the word. Well, no, I will. I will fight to continue to move forward in your own work.
I
Awesome.
don't know that we'll need a ton more time, but I feel stressed by the 5 minutes blinking ahead. So
I don't want you to feel stressed.
I often think, particularly with period work, but in general, I think actually that if I'm seeing something and I can't discern from the production why these artists wanted to do this now, then the production has failed in some way.
100%. It's one of the things that I'm often met with students that say, why is this work relevant? And it's my job to say, this is where human rights started. This is where the women's movement started. This is where labor unions were developed. These are where the voices started to fight and sing. And it leads us to where we are now. And it's important we understand where we've come from so we know where we're headed, and that we recognize that these fights are still being fought and that we haven't won those battles yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we arm them with history and hope that that inspires, and it often does. But the perspective on the plays have to change because it has to ring and remind our audiences that we are still, there are so many things that are so relevant. This is still a mirror being held up. But if we allow the plays to sit in a dusty, if we honor the plays too much, they end up being dusty and static.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have to question them from within them.
absolutely. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's so inspiring. That's just going to be that's your whole interview right there. Just
Oh,
that bit.
bless. And our kiddo uh, has a penchant right now for sciences, but I also like to say there are many days he's out of a Chekhovian play. He just gets the sadness and the drama. And so I'm sure he gets that from us. He stomped into his room yesterday and said something along the lines of, I don't think I'll ever be happy again. I'm like, well, all right. I'll meet you out here with a popsicle later once you've shaken that off, and we'll go have some fun.
What's the craziest thing you've ever had to do on stage?
Oh, oh, I played Louise in Gypsy, and I had to do the strip, and that was a lot at 20.
Favorite place in the world that is not where you are right now?
Prince Edward Island with my gorgeous sister and my husband and little one beside me.
So at the end of the interview, you have to ask me a question because I've sort of forcibly Oprah'd myself onto you. So do you have a question for me?
I do. Out of all of the exceptional talents and facets in which you work, what is one of your favorite things to do?
I think my favorite thing is, and this applies to both directing and writing, but arguably happens more clearly in a writing process, the moment where you sort of hit a flow or where you feel like you can't type fast enough because there's so much happening in your head, like that you are overflowing with an idea, and the feeling when like it feels like the art takes over is really exciting.
That's going to be your interview clip right there. That was beautifully said.
Good. Well, great.
I get hired to play sadness a lot, and so I get the tears, and then the nose starts to run, and you're trying to look elegant with your tears, and just got the nose, and you never know what to do. I don't know if you're supposed to fix it or just leave it. I still don't know. At this point in my career, I have no idea what you're supposed to do there.
This is really good. This is a good tip for people the next time they see you in something, to just like watch for the moment when the snot is just like a little bit too far. This has been so lovely. Thank you so much for this. And thank you for reorienting your tech setup to make this work for us.
Thank you for your patience. And it really has been delightful. I always get nervous around anything like this, and you've made it quite easy and really nice. Like we were almost sitting in the same room having a gab.
Almost.